Good evening, Melvin. Good evening, Melvin. How are you? Melvin?
Hi, teacher.
Good evening. How you doing?
I'm fine. You?
I'm good. Thanks for asking. You are the first one. It's seven, but you are the first one. I guess the other ones are going to
Yes.
connect late. Well, Adolfo is connecting, but I guess most people will miss class today because Constantino had an emergency at home.
Y
And
habremos pocos.
yes, Oscar is in the traffic jam. Felix is in
A
the traffic
heavy.
jam. Yes. And let's see who's the other one. Christian had a problem with connection because of the rain. And just those four people. So they are going to be late. And we have Adolfo over there. Good evening, Adolfo. How you doing?
Good evening, teacher. Good evening, Melvin. I'm okay.
Good.
Okay.
Hi, Adolfo.
Hey, Melvin, did you watch the class yesterday?
Yes, teacher.
Do you have any questions about it?
Excuse me. The yes.
Mm-hmm.
Use the double consonant. For example, facts. Uh,
For
solo
example,
add facts.
mhm,
Uh, F-I-F. That's right.
yes, if you have,
Is
in that case, it's only ed. You only add ed.
add ed.
Yes, similar to fix. Fix, you have three letters, consonant, vowel, consonant. Yes, but you cannot double the consonant because you don't say fix. So for the sound, it's just fixed or faxed, which is the other verb. Fix is like repair. So you say fixed. I fixed my car yesterday. So I repaired my car yesterday. Good.
Uh, the simple past is similar when present simple and
Mhm.
three parts.
In the third person, no,
In the third person,
no, you use the ed for all the subjects. I, he, she, it, we, you, they. So you don't complicate. Simple past is easy because you don't complicate. No matter the subject, ed. I worked, he worked, they worked, we worked, and the rest. The only difference with the simple past is the pronunciation of the ed, and that is the topic that we have for today. That's the only thing. And the rest of the information is the same. If you say, for example, Hugo went, because you know they have regular and irregular verbs, Hugo went to a party yesterday. Hugo went to a party yesterday. Adolfo went to a party yesterday. I went to a party yesterday. We went to a party yesterday. They went to a party yesterday. So it is exactly the same. The only difference is the subject, but the structure is the same. Yes?
okay, teacher.
Any other question that you have, Melvin?
Mm, no, teacher.
All right, good. So I can see that you watched the video because you had questions, and that's good. Good. Now let's see. Good evening, Hugo. How are you?
Good evening, teacher. Good evening, everybody. How are you?
I'm doing well. What about you?
Very well, thank you.
Good. And we also have Cecilia. Good evening, Cecilia. How are you doing?
Good evening, teacher. I'm fine, and you?
Good. Thanks for asking. So just to see if you still remember, yesterday was Independence Day. So Independence Day is a day that you don't go to work, or I don't know if you work. Did you work yesterday, guys?
Yes.
Cecilia worked.
Yes, teacher.
Melvin too.
No,
No, teacher.
Adolfo and
no,
Hugo
teacher.
didn't work. Good. So if we have Independence Day, some of you didn't work. but some of you worked, like in the case of Cecilia and Melvin, they had to work. So I need you to tell me what you did yesterday. I need you to tell me what you did yesterday. Hey, we have David over there with a new background.
Good evening, teacher.
Good evening, David.
Yeah, it's a new.
How you doing?
Good evening, teacher. Fine, and you?
Good. Where are you right now?
It's another place.
Okay, it's in another place. Good,
Ese trabajo.
good. So let's see what Hugo did yesterday. What did you do yesterday, Hugo?
Not much really, but I fixed the ceiling here from my house.
Good. So you were busy.
Yes, it's very busy today. It was very easy yesterday.
Yes. Good, good. What about Melvin? I know that you went to work, but what did you do yesterday?
I I work on the traffic. Uh, no. Yesterday, no much traffic. It's
Yes.
delay.
There was not
Uh,
much traffic.
no much traffic. I watch it. What is the
What?
meaning? Watch.
Watched. The meaning or the pronunciation?
What the pronunciation?
Watched.
Watch
Yeah.
the class the
Monday.
Monday.
You watched Monday's class.
Watch Monday class.
Good.
Only.
Good. What about Adolfo? What did you do yesterday?
Well, in the
Good evening.
morning, I spent time with my family, and then in the afternoon, I went to buy different things for my house, and then the night I studied for lessons
At night.
at night.
Okay. Good, 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 good. Now let's see, Cecilia. What did you do yesterday, Cecilia?
I'm working for my job every day. And the afternoon I read a book.
You read a book.
Yes.
Okay, good. Now let's see, David. What did you do yesterday?
Yesterday, I made my dinner and I watched the series on Netflix.
Good. So you watch series on Netflix. Which series do you watch?
I watched Pablo Escobar.
Okay, good. Is Pablo Escobar? Can you have the language in English to say it in English? But Pablo Escobar, but in English. Can you say it like that?
It's Pablo Escobar.
Yeah, no,
Or
yes.
Pablo.
No, I know.
Uh-huh.
But my question is if you can set that series in English. Can you set it just
Yeah.
to watch the series in English?
I don't see the use in English.
Yeah, because sometimes you can watch them in English and that can help you. That can
Uh-huh.
good.
Yeah.
Good.
It's for in Spanish, but it's Colombian.
Yes,
Serious.
yes. Some of them are only in Spanish. Some of them are like bilingual in
Only in the
English
Spanish.
and Spanish too. So it all depends. Good. Well, it's time for the attendance before starting. So we have Felix. Is not here right now, but maybe he's later. Joshua is not here right now, but maybe later. Carlos Eduardo is not here. Cesar is not here right now, maybe later. Christian had problem with internet. He's not here right now because of the rain. He doesn't have internet, but probably later. Herman is from Insaforp. Adolfo Castro,
Present. Present.
good. Then we have Cecilia Guadalupe Castro,
Present.
good. Nancy Yasmin Claudio is not here right now, maybe later. David Ricardo de León, David Ricardo de León,
Present, present.
good. Now, Luis Antonio Dominguez is not here right now, maybe later. Carolina Flores is not here. Hugo Ernesto Fonseca,
Present, teacher.
good. Melvin Jonathan Gallardo,
Present.
good. Oscar Armando Gomez is not here right now. He's in the traffic jam. So the traffic jam is heavy too. Constantino Guardado is not here because he had a problem. So he asked for permission. Flor is from Insaforp. And Raul is not here. So we are going to see how many people join us later. And at the end, you know that we always have the attendance again. So all the activities that you were telling me that you did yesterday are correct. Just one little thing. Probably for some of you, you didn't know how to pronounce if it was worked, if it was worked, if it was worked, or probably you didn't know if it was watched or watched or watched. So you didn't know how to do it. And today's class is going to be related to that. We are going to see how to pronounce those verbs that have ed in the past. So first of all, I just want you to remember that we have two kinds of verbs. What are they, Hugo? In the past we have two types of verbs or two kind of verbs. What are they?
Simple past.
Yes, in the simple past, you have two types of verbs. What are the two types of verbs that you have in the past?
I don't remember, teacher.
Okay, who
Regular and irregular.
Exactly, Adolfo. You have regular verbs and you have irregular verbs. So that is the first thing that you have to remember, that you have two different kinds of verbs in the past. Obviously, in the simple past, you have two types of verbs. You have regular verbs and you have irregular verbs. When we say regular verbs, that means that they are all verbs that are ending in ed. And irregular verbs, it means that they don't have ed. They don't have ed in the past. So just to give you an example, you were saying, I went to the supermarket, I went to work. So when you say went is irregular. How do you know that it's irregular? Because in the present, it is go. In the past, went. You don't have ed in the past. So that means that that verb is irregular. But what do you have to do? How do you know which verb is regular and irregular? Well, you have a list of verbs of regular verbs and you have another list of verbs for irregular verbs. Now, which verbs are you going to memorize? All of them? No, not necessary. You memorize first irregular verbs. Memorize all irregular verbs. Why irregular and not regular? Because they are easier. Well, because obviously the list of regular verbs is super big. Big, it's huge. And the list of verbs for irregular verbs is small. So it is reduced. So just memorize that little list. And if you see a verb that is not in the list that you memorized, so then you say, oh, it's regular. Yes, and you know how to write it. You only add ed. Or if it is ending in y and before y you have a consonant, you know that you have to use ied. Or consonant, vowel, consonant, double the consonant. Except, like in the case that Melvin was saying, when the verb has 3 letters, like fix or fax, they have consonant, vowel, consonant. But you don't double the consonant because it is difficult to pronounce double X. So you won't say fix, fix. It is difficult. So you only say fix in the present, fixed in the past. Fax in the present, faxed in the past. Yes? So we will see that pronunciation today. But I really, really need that you have clear what regular and irregular verb is. So I'm going to tell you some examples and you have to tell me if you consider that the verb is regular or irregular. So let's start with Melvin. If I say swam, is that regular or irregular?
Swim.
No, I said swam. I will text you so that you can see it on the chat. It is swam. So what do you think? Is it regular or irregular?
Regular.
Repeat it.
Regular.
No, 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 no. Remember, regular verbs, regular verbs are all the verbs that have ed at the end. Yes? Regular verbs are
Yeah.
all the verbs that have ed in the past. Yes, they are regular verbs. Now, what is the opposite? The opposite is irregular verbs. And irregular verbs is the opposite. No ed, no ed. So now I ask you again, Melvin, is swam regular or irregular verb?
Irregular.
Exactly, it is irregular because you don't have ed. Now, Cecilia, is that verb regular or irregular?
Regular.
Exactly, regular because you can see the ed. Next one, David. Is that regular
So,
or irregular?
irregular verb.
Exactly, it is irregular. That is the past, and it is irregular. Good. Next one, Hugo. Drank. Hugo? Hugo, Hugo?
It's irregular
Exactly. Why, Hugo?
because the verb change is
Exactly.
is completely different from the original, the base form.
Good. Because here the verb changed. It's different from the original or the base form that we were saying. So it means that it's different. Good. Next one. Good evening, Nancy.
Good evening, teacher.
Now, Nancy, is this verb regular or irregular?
Regular.
Exactly, it's regular. How do you know? Because you have ed. Next one. Oscar, good evening.
Good evening, teacher.
Is that verb regular or irregular?
Is regular?
It's regular. Here you only have the letter D, yes, but the letter E is in loved, so it is like ed at the end, loved. So there you have the difference between regular and irregular verbs. As we were saying, regular verbs have ed, irregular verbs don't have ed, yes? And Melvin was asking me something important. So when I say a sentence and I'm saying third person, he, she, and it, do I need to change it? And you don't need to change it. The easy thing about simple past is that in the present, for example, you say I go, she goes, he goes. So you need to modify the third person, he, she, and it, with s or es. Now, in the simple past, it is the same verb for all the subjects. So I can tell you, I swam yesterday. Oscar swam yesterday. Nancy and Hugo swam yesterday. So no matter the subjects, I, he, she, it, we, you, they, you will use the same structure for all of them. So you don't worry about third person and like that. The only thing that you need to pay attention to is that if it is a positive sentence, the verb is in the past. Because if it is negative, for example, if I say, I swam yesterday, so if I'm saying this, if I said, I swam yesterday, that is in the past. How do you know that is a past? Because the verb is in the past. Yes? Now, how do you make this negative? Easy. You're going to say didn't. In the present, you say don't. In the past, didn't, for all the subjects. So you would say,
Sure.
yes?
Y no importa de que el verbo ya esté en pasado, se le puede poner el tiempo.
Yes. Good question. Most of the time, you need to specify when the action happened. That is simple past. An action that started in the past and finished in the past in a specific time. So you need to say when the action happened. Siempre necesitan decir cuándo la acción sucedió. Porque si solo les digo I swam, como que si yo le dijera nadé. When? Yesterday. Oh, yesterday. Good. Last vacation. Good. Last year. ¿Sí? Entonces, con el simple past, la mayoría de veces, por no decir un 99% de los casos, usted siempre especifica cuándo sucedió la acción. Excepto cuando alguien le hace una pregunta, usted ya no necesita responder a cuándo sucedió, porque la persona ya le hizo la pregunta. Por ejemplo, si cuando yo le dije o yo le pregunté qué hizo ayer y usted me dijo I worked, ya no me tuvo que haber dicho yesterday. Si lo decía, no hay problema, pero ya no es necesario porque usted ya sabe de qué estamos hablando, de cuándo estamos hablando, que era ayer. O sea, si en el contexto ya está cuándo sucedió la acción, no se necesita mencionar. Pero si no se ha dicho, ahí sí se tiene que mencionar. Yes? Good. So the sentence was, I swam yesterday. In negative, I didn't swim yesterday. I didn't swim. And why do you have swim if you are saying the past? Because we have didn't. So didn't is the past. And then the verb is in the base form. I didn't swim. Same thing for the question. In the question, you will say, did you swim yesterday? Did you swim yesterday? Did you swim yesterday? And that is a question. Now, if you check here, the verb is in the present. Yes, again. Why? Because you have did, and did is in the past. So if you have did in the question, the verb is in the present. If you say didn't in the negative, the verb is in the present. In other words, the verb is in the past only when the sentence is positive. If it is negative, it is in the present. You say didn't and the present. If it is a question, you say did in the present. Yes? Any questions about it? No?
No.
Okay. So now the pronunciation, because you will see that ed. Just to give you an example, I will put some verbs over there so that you can have an idea. On how different they are pronounced. Let's start with the first person. First person is Nancy. How do you pronounce the first verb?
Work.
Okay. How do you pronounce the first verb, Oscar?
Work.
How do you pronounce the first verb, Adolfo?
Works.
How do you pronounce the first verb, Hugo?
Work.
How do you pronounce the first verb, David?
Word.
How do you pronounce the first verb, Cecilia?
Word.
How do you pronounce the first verb, Melvin?
Word.
Worth.
Good evening, Christian. How do you pronounce the first verb? Oh, I don't know
What
if you
is the
can
first
see it.
verb, teacher?
Yeah, because you just joined, so I have to send it again. Just give me a second. Do you get internet back, Christian?
Yes, I calling from IT support and they try to fix my problem with the router.
Good. Good, because you did it.
Okay. Work.
Okay, good. So over here, as you can see, you have 3 different verbs. And Nancy pronounced it different. Oscar pronounced it different. Hugo pronounced it different. So it's not that you will pronounce it as you prefer. No, every ed has a rule so that you can know the pronunciation. In this case, the first one is pronounced wort. Wort. Now let's see the second one. How do you pronounce the second verb, Cecilia?
Plate.
All right. How do you pronounce it, David?
Played.
All right. Good. And Oscar, how do you pronounce it?
Played.
Okay, so you were pronouncing it like similar, you 3. Now let's see the last verb. Nancy, how do you pronounce the last verb?
Wanted.
How do you pronounce it, Adolfo?
Wanted.
How do you pronounce it, Hugo?
Eight.
No, the last one.
Wanted.
Good. Christian?
Want.
Okay, so you have different pronunciation too. Now, how can you know which pronunciation you have to make? Easy. This is what we are going to see right now. Pronunciation for regular verbs or pronunciation for the ed that you see in verbs. So I'm going to show you a presentation so that you can see it. Just let me know if you can see it. Can you see it, guys?
Yes, teacher.
Yes, teacher.
All right. So here you have regular past pronunciation. And the past simple tense and past participle of all regular verbs end in ed. For example, work is the present, worked is the past with ed, and worked is the past participle. Right now we are only in simple past because past participle is used for something different. But if it is regular, it is the same in the past and the same in the past participle. Yes, so you can see that they have ed. Now, how do we pronounce the ed? You don't pronounce it ed, never. You will never say ed. So you will never say worked, you will never say played, you will never say wanted, you will never say needed, never. So you have three different sounds. Those sounds are ed, t, and d. Those are the sounds. The first one is ed, the next one is like a T, 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 and the last one is like a D, the. Now let's see. If the base form of the verb ends in one of these sounds, like unvoiced or voiced, and you're going to ask me, what is voiced and what is unvoiced? Easy. You will say that a verb or that a letter is voiced when you have vibration. For example, O, M, N, yes, or all those letters are voiced. If you talk about sounds, they are voiced. Yes, I will send them to you right now. And the other one is unvoiced, and unvoiced is the opposite, when you don't have vibration. For example, that sound doesn't have vibration. 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 So now let's see those sounds little by little. So here we have the sounds. First one is DS. Next one is SH, CH, X, P, K, and F. So you will see them right now on the screen. S, SH, CH, X, P, F, and K are the sounds that don't have vibration. They don't have vibration. So they are unvoiced or voiceless sounds. They don't have vibration. Just to give you an example, if you say fix, and you touch your throat when you say fix, you don't have vibration. So you say fixed. Or when you say wash, washed. So in other words, cuando esos sonidos están al final de un verbo en el presente, usted va a pronunciar la ed como una T. ¿Por qué? Porque esos sonidos no producen vibración y la T tampoco produce vibración. Entonces ellos se juntan, hacen clic. No tenemos vibración, ok, unámonos. So that is when you say wash, no vibration, T, no vibration, so washed. Fix, no vibration, so fixed. You link. Stop, no vibration, stopped. Now, let's see the other one, voiced. Voiced is when you have when you have these sounds. L, M, N, R, B, V. U, the W is pronounced like U, like when you say where, what, and like that. So U, U. And the Y is not pronounced like Y. In this case, it is the sound. So the sound of the Y is E. You say study or happy, play. So the sound of Y is like E. And the last one is Z. But the Z, the sound is Z. And that sound is going to be sometimes with the S. When the S is between vowels, the sound is like Z, Z, Z. Esa Z no solamente quiere decir que el verbo va a estar con la Z. También quiere decir que es el sonido de la Z. En ese caso hay veces que ustedes tienen la S en medio de dos vocales y cuando la S está en medio de dos vocales, ustedes van a pronunciar esa S como una vibración. Les voy a poner un ejemplo. Cuando ustedes dicen exercise, exercise, z, 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 z. Ese sonido es como de una vibración. Y ustedes me van a decir, pero no tiene Z. Exacto, no tiene Z. Pero cuando la S está en medio de dos vocales, tiene ese sonido de vibración como una Z. Exercise, exercise, exercise. Or apologize, apologize. Yes? So all those sounds that you have over there are going to have let's say their own pronunciation. So for Cesar and Felix that are connecting right now, good evening, by the way. I'm going to send you again what I was telling them, and you will see it on the chat right now. We have unvoiced and voiced sounds. So unvoiced are those sounds that don't have vibration, like the letter S doesn't have vibration, SH, like sh, doesn't have vibration, ch, doesn't have vibration, p, doesn't have vibration, k, doesn't have vibration, f, doesn't have vibration. So with these letters, or with these letters, with these sounds, you don't produce vibration in your throat. Never. Never, 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 never. So when you have these sounds, you will pronounce the ED like a T. Like for example, if you have fix, fix, no vibration. So if you don't have vibration, you will say fixed in the past. That ED will be pronounced like a T, and you will say fixed. Yes? Now the other one is when you have vibration. So if you have vibration, like with sounds like O, M, N, R, B, V, U, because the W is pronounced like U. When you say what, you don't say what, you say what. You say where, no where. You say where. Y is pronounced like E, so you say happy, study, play, cry, so you pronounce it like E. And the last one is Z. So that sound is with vibration, but sometimes you're going to find it when you have the letter S between vowels, so there you pronounce it like Z too, similar to Z, but in this case it's just an S between two vowels that can be pronounced with vibration too. So if you have these sounds, the ED will be pronounced like D, not like T, but like D. Yes? So I'll have here this presentation. And it says that when you have a sound and the sound is unvoiced, that means S, SH, CH, X, P, K, F, and the rest, you will pronounce it like T. For example, we said before, work, worked, or fix, fixed, wash, washed, and like that. And we said that we have voiced sounds, that they have vibration, and you will pronounce the ed like D. So you will say, in the case of learn, 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 vibration. So the ed will be pronounced learned, learned, learned. And there is another sound, and the last sound is id. So when will you pronounce it like id? You will pronounce it with id when the verb in the present is ending with the letter T or with the letter D. For example, want. You have want. The last letter is T, so the pronunciation is wanted. And the last one, end. The last letter is D, so you will say ended, ended. So when the verb in the present ends in T or D, you will pronounce it id. Is it clear, guys? Questions so far?
Clear.
No questions? All right.
Teacher,
Yes.
can you use more example bit for in the screen, typing in the screen?
Okay. So with the letter T, for example, if I say wash, oops, hold on. If I say wash, you can see no vibration at the end. El último sonido es el que no tiene que hacer vibración. No me van a decir, wa, si hace vibración. No, porque cuando dicen wa, les va a hacer vibración. Pero yo les estoy diciendo el último sonido que tienen. Y el último sonido es wash. Entonces ahí se pueden tocar. Si no tienen vibración, se pronuncia como T. En este caso, no hay vibración, so washed. The other one, fix. No vibration, fix. No vibration, fixed. Next one, watch. Watch. No vibration, watched. Yes. Work. Work. No vibration, so worked. Now vibration. Clean vibration, so cleaned. You will pronounce it with D. Cleaned, 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 cleaned. Next one. If you say answer vibration, so answered, or climb. In this case, you don't say climb, b. The pronunciation of this verb is only with the M. Climb, 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 climb. So, climbed. Yes. And the last one is with T and D. If the verb has a T or a D at the end, you pronounce it id. So we said want, wanted, visit, visited. Let's see another one. Create, created. Yes. En este caso no termina con T la escritura, pero estamos hablando de sonidos. Y el último sonido que usted hace cuando usted dice create es una T. Entonces ahí created. Se guían por sonidos, recuérdense, no vamos por letras, vamos por sonidos. ¿Sí? Create, created. And you have need, needed. Yes, and that's how you pronounce them. Now, let's see what is next. So there you have some verbs, and you're going to tell me how you will pronounce them. Let's see, Nancy. You will Nancy number 1, Hugo number 2, Oscar number 3, Christian number 4, Cesar number 5, and Felix number 6.
Decided.
Next. Next one.
Wanted.
Next one.
Start.
In the past.
Started.
What is the pronunciation? With T, with D, or id?
With the
No.
start. With T. Start.
In the present is with T. So what is the pronunciation for the ed?
Oh, started.
Which sound? ¿Con qué sonido?
Start.
¿Con qué sonido va a pronunciar la ed? ¿Con la T, con la D o
With
con
D.
id? No.
Id.
Bueno, vamos otra vez. Acuérdense que
Started.
ustedes van a pronunciar como T, la ed, cuando el verbo termine con sonidos que no
Start.
tienen vibración. SH, CH, X, S, P, K, F. Ustedes van a pronunciar como D cuando el verbo termine con sonidos que producen vibración.
Start.
Por ejemplo, N, L, M, N, V, B, W, Y, Z. ¿Sí? Ahora, ¿cuándo se va a pronunciar id? Usted va a pronunciar la ed id cuando el verbo en el presente termine con T y con D. Entonces aquí tenemos que start termina con T. Entonces no le puede poner la T ni le puede poner la D. ¿Por qué? Porque no aplica para esa regla. Aplica para la regla número 3. Solo tienen 3 reglas nada más. Primera, SH, X, S, K, F, se pronuncia la ED como una T. Número 2, la L, N, R, B, W. Después de ello, si hay una ED, esa ED se pronuncia nada más como una D. Y la última, cuando el verbo termine en el presente con T o con la letra D, eso se va a pronunciar como id. So, Oscar?
Started.
Exactly. Started or started. Good. Christian,
Okay.
next one.
Waited.
Exactly. Waited or waited. Waited is British, waited is American. Next one.
Visited.
Good. So you have visited or visited. Visited in British, visited in American. Next one, Felix. Invite. The last sound is T. Invite.
Invited.
Invited. Invited or invited in British. Yes. So all the sounds are with id. Now let's see over here. Here you have some examples. And on the left, these are sounds. Los que ven al lado izquierdo son sonidos, ¿verdad? Aquí tienen el sonido de p, p, p. El otro sonido es como una F. El otro es sonido como de una S. El otro es sh, el sonido como de una SH. El otro es ch, ch, ch. Y ese sonido es de la CH. Y el último es k, 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 que es el sonido de la K. Entonces, cuando ustedes tengan esos sonidos, recuérdense que ellos no tienen vibración. Entonces, usted va a pronunciar la ED como una T. For example, number 1. Let's see, Adolfo, how do you pronounce number 1? In the present, it is hope. In the past, oops.
Hope.
In the past,
Hope.
hoped. Hoped. So that is a past. Next one, Cecilia. In the present, you say laugh, laugh. Laugh. What is the past?
Laughed.
Laughed. So
Laughed.
if you
Laughed.
check here, teacher, but GH is not in the list. Exactly, GH is not in the list because we are not talking about letters. We are talking about sounds. And the sound here is like an F. When you say laugh, laugh, you hear like the letter F. So that's why you pronounce it laughed. Next one, Melvin, you have facts. Facts is the present, the past.
Facts.
Faxed. Good.
Facts.
Pronounce the T. Melvin.
T.
Pronounce the letter T at the end. Faxed.
Facts.
Se quedó en el presente ahí.
Facts.
¿Y el pasado?
Factsy.
No. No, you pronounce it faxed.
Facts.
Faxed, exactly, faxed. Repeat it.
Facts.
Pero es que le falta la T, Melvin. Hágalo despacio.
Facts.
Vaya, hágalo despacio. Usted tiene que decir, deja el sonido largo de la X. Fax. Y de ahí suelta la T. Faxed.
Facts.
No, es que escúcheme. Primero deje el sonido largo de la X. Déjelo largo. Si le dijo que lo deje largo, es que le va a hacer x. Entonces, diga fax.
Facts.
Vaya. Vaya, ahí está perfecto. Eso es el presente. Fax. Ahora vamos a hacer el pasado. Lo deja siempre largo y al final va a ser t, t. Entonces usted va a decir fax.
Facts.
That's better. Faxed. Now quickly. Faxed.
Facts.
Faster. Faxed.
Facts.
Faxed.
Facts.
Necesita practicar esa T. Cuando lo hace lento le sale, pero cuando lo hace rápido no le sale. Entonces siempre recuérdese dejar el xt. Faxed. Se lo voy a mandar en el chat para que lo vea cómo lo va a pronunciar.
Ok.
Ups. Esta va a ser la pronunciación. Pronúncielo.
Fact.
No.
Fact. No. Facts.
Ajá. Faxed. Faxed. Vaya, lo único que le queda es de que lo vaya repitiendo más rápido, más rápido. Entonces usted comienza con lento. Faxed, 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 faxed. Y ahí va reduciendo la velocidad. Good. Next one. After faxed, what do you have, David?
What else?
After faxed?
Washed.
Good. So wash is the present and washed is the past. Good. Next one, Cecilia. You have watch in the present, watch. In the past,
Watch.
but that is present, the past,
Watch.
present, past,
Watch.
You're close, you're close. Está
Watch.
cerca. Este es
Watch.
el verbo que más les cuesta a todos pronunciar. Entonces, sigan la misma técnica. Dejen el sonido largo y después t. Watched. ¿Cecilia?
Watch. Watch. No escucho.
Watched.
Watched.
Ajá. Watched. Watched.
Watch.
Deja el sonido largo. Si lo deja corto ahorita no le va a salir. Déjelo largo y después la T. Dígalo.
Watch.
No, ahí hizo el presente.
Watch.
Trate de dejar el sonido largo y después la T. Una vez que usted ya logre identificar que existen dos sonidos allí, se le va a hacer más fácil estarlo repitiendo, repitiéndolo y de tanto repetirlo lo va a reducir en el sonido porque lo va a estar diciendo más rápido. Ya no va a necesitar decir washed, no va a decir de un solo washed. Y aquí, watched, watched. Y rápido, watched. So,
Watch. Watch.
present. Cecilia.
What? Ay, chévere, estoy practicando. What? What?
Ok.
Ay.
Ajá. Pero usted está practicando, pero usted está practicando a su manera. Practíquelo como yo le digo. Yo sé por qué le digo. Deje el sonido largo y después que usted lo haga largo, suelte la T. Después que ya logra usted, el problema es que uno cree que lo está pronunciando, pero no lo está pronunciando. Y le digo porque esto le pasa al 99% de los estudiantes. Les cuesta pronunciar este verbo a la mayoría. Y usted no hace la primera, ya vamos a hacer la prueba con el resto y ya se va a dar cuenta. Entonces a la mayoría les cuesta este verbo en el pasado, porque no logran diferenciar que hay dos sonidos. Ellos creen que cuando ya dicen watch, ahí en ese ch, ahí ya va la T. Pero no es así. Ese sonido ch es uno y después t es otro. Entonces tiene que hacer los dos sonidos. Para que usted produzca los dos sonidos y el cerebro logre captar la diferencia de los dos sonidos, usted tiene que hacerlo despacio. Así como cuando usted le dice a un niño que está aprendiendo a nadar, usted le dice mamá, agua. No le dice un solo agua. El niño ni le va a repetir nada porque no le va a captar. Entonces se lo repite despacio. Entonces lo mismo le estoy diciendo yo que trate de hacer. Decirlo despacio. Entonces así va a lograr captar el sonido y a medida vaya pasando el tiempo, así como el niño ya no dice agua, sino que después el niño dice agua. Entonces así mismo va a ser usted, lo va a ir repitiendo, repitiendo y ya después ya no va a decir watched, sino que va a decir watched, ¿sí? Pero ahora, por ser la primera clase, usted diga lo largo. No tengo ningún problema con que usted lo diga largo, pero que le escuche yo que hace el sonido de la T sería perfecto. Obviamente ya para el lunes, ya todo el mundo tiene que saber cómo se pronuncia y cómo se pronuncia rápido. Entonces significa que jueves, viernes, sábado y domingo ustedes estarían diciendo watched, watched, watched. Y eso sería jueves. Ya el viernes, watched, 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 watched. Y el sábado más rápido, watched, 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 watched. Y el domingo, watched, 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 watched. And like that. Yes? So, Cecilia, slow. Watched. Cecilia?
Watched.
Oh, that's better. That's better. Good. Next one, Hugo. Like is the present, the past.
Like.
Liked. Liked.
Like.
En este caso, la K se pronuncia, pero es un sonido bien suave. No, no es como like. Like. Se dice sumamente rápido y ese sonido de la K casi, no le estoy diciendo que no se escucha, pero casi ni se pronuncia y casi ni se escucha. Se dice liked, 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 liked. So,
Light.
that's a pronunciation. Liked. Good.
Light.
Good. Next one. Christian, you have play in the present, but this is about voiced sounds. When you say play, vibration, so how do you pronounce it in the past?
Played.
Exactly. Played. Next one. Melvin, allow present in the past.
Loud.
Allowed. Repeat it.
Allow.
With D at the end, Melvin. Allowed.
Allowed.
Me está haciendo un sonido como de T y tiene que ser una D.
Allowed.
Algo así tiene que pronunciarlo. Mira, ahí está en la pantalla.
Allowed.
Ahí está. Allowed. Allowed. Allowed.
Allowed.
Good. Allowed. Next one. Nancy. Beg. Beg is the present. Please, I beg you. Don't hit me. So, I beg. Te lo suplico. Beg. So, beg is the present. The past, Nancy?
Begged.
Begged. Begged. Begged. And this is the pronunciation for those verbs that have vibration. Now let's practice. So here you have a lot of verbs. So we are going to practice this pronunciation. And now we are going to have someone reading these verbs. So how many verbs do we have? 4, 6, 24. And right now you are 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So you will have, the first people will have 3 and the other ones are going to have 2. So we are going to start with Felix. Felix, number 1, 2, and 3.
Okay. Word. Wash.
Ajá, me está diciendo el presente. Tiene que decirlo en el pasado ya.
Word.
¿Qué sonido está haciendo al final con la ED? Porque ahí tiene ED, pero ¿qué sonido va a ser? ¿El de la T, el de la D o el ID?
Yeah.
So,
Word.
esa T lleva explosión, o sea que es fuerte, se le tiene que escuchar esa explosión. Repeat it.
Word.
Exactly, word. 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 That is a
Word.
verb. Number 2.
Washed.
Washed. Number 3.
Looked.
Looked. Looked.
Looked.
Haga la explosión, Félix.
Looked.
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 Exactly like that. Looked. El problema es que si no se le, si son principiantes y no hacen el sonido correcto, a veces se les comprende que están hablando del presente. Entonces, exageran un poquito el sonido. No importa que lo exageren. Lo importante es que lo van a pronunciar correcto. Ya a medida vayan avanzando, ya después van a hacerlo más natural. Next one.
Okay.
Oscar. Number 4, 5, and 6.
Open. Visited.
Repeat it.
Visit,
No, number one.
open it,
No.
no, open it,
What is the sound? How do you pronounce the ed in that case?
I don't remember.
Vaya, tienen dos opciones. Ustedes tienen dos opciones para saber si esa ed se va a pronunciar como T, si se va a pronunciar como D o si se va a pronunciar como id. La opción número uno que ustedes tienen es aprenderse los sonidos. Si va con
Okay.
K, con CH, X, se pronuncia como T. Si va con L, M, N, R, V, W, Y, Z, se pronuncia como D. Si es con T o con D, se pronuncia ID. Esas son las reglas de los sonidos. La otra forma en que usted se lo puede aprender es mucho más fácil. Identifique si el último sonido en el presente de ese verbo, o sea, eliminando la ed, si el último sonido que usted produce tiene vibración, lo va a pronunciar como D. Y si no tiene vibración, la pronuncia como una T. Así de sencillo. Entonces, diga la palabra open en el presente
Open,
y usted sienta en el último sonido si tiene vibración o no. Si tiene vibración, se pronuncia como D. Si no tiene vibración, se pronuncia como T. Y obviamente, cuando termina con T y con D, se pronuncia ID. So, Oscar,
open,
with T, with D, or ID?
with D because have vibration.
It has vibration.
It has vibration.
Perfect, exactly. So, opened,
Opened, opened, visited,
yes.
learned, learn, no, learn,
Vibration or no vibration?
yeah,
So,
it has vibration. Learn,
pronuncie solamente una D después de la N y eso es todo.
learn,
Learned,
learn,
learned,
learned,
learned.
learned, learned.
Good, good. Next one, Adolfo. The next three.
Is worked, low,
What is the
low,
pronunciation in that case for love?
loud with D,
Yes, with D. So pronounce the D.
with D.
Loud,
Low, low,
loud.
loud, loud.
And the last one?
The last one is with D. Help, help.
Good. Next one, Caesar. The next three.
Okay, it's help,
No, the last three. Adolfo said walked, loved, and helped.
okay, sorry. Wait, change,
No, wait is the present. You need to say the past.
wait,
No, wait is present.
waited,
Waited.
waited, change,
Changed.
wanted.
Exactly. Next one, David. You will read the next two verbs.
Okay, liked,
No,
liked,
exactly. It is with T. Liked.
liked,
Yes.
missing,
No.
missing,
No. Ahí no tiene ninguna in.
missed,
Exactly. Missed. Missed.
cold,
Cold is with T or with D?
with T, cold,
No.
with D, cold,
Sí, porque si usted
cold,
dice cold vibration. So
vibration.
next one, Christian.
Cold.
Yes.
Smiled.
Good.
Started.
Good.
Lived.
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 Good.
Sorry.
Good. So you have smiled, started, and lived. Lived. Next one. Cecilia. Only two, Cecilia. Only two.
Want,
No. Past. Past. Past.
wanted,
Mm-hmm.
wanted,
Yes.
wanted, answered,
Answer.
answered,
What is it? The pronunciation with T or with D?
answered, the,
Yes.
answered,
Answer.
answered, answered,
La W no se pronuncia en esa palabra.
answered, answered,
Answered. Good. Next one. Nancy.
Asked.
Good.
Played.
Good. Next one. Hugo. Hugo 1 and Melby 1.
Tempted.
Tempted. And the last one, Melvin?
Happened.
Happened. With D. Happened. Happened. Yes? So this is the way that you pronounce the verbs in the past when they are regular. Do you have any questions about it? Cecilia has a question. What's your question, Cecilia?
no, no, fresh, forever, no,
Okay, by mistake.
yes,
Okay, no problem. So this is or the way that you identify the pronunciation for regular verbs in the past. Now, this is when we talk about regular, because if we talk about irregular, you can ask me, hey, how can I know the pronunciation for irregular verbs? Well, the answer is there are no rules. There are no rules for regular pronunciation, for irregular pronunciation. You don't have any rules. So in other words, you have to memorize the pronunciation. Now, something that I suggest is that you try to compare sounds. Yes, try to compare sounds. Those sounds are going to be with, let's say, for example, when you say ring, the verb ring is sonar, ring. So if you say ring, it's similar to say swim. Yes or not? So when you say ring, it's similar to swim. You know that swim in the past is swam. So ring in the past, how do you think would be pronounced?
Swam.
Exactly. So swim is swam in the past. But my question is, how do you think ring, like sonar, ring will be in the past?
Rained.
Wrong.
It's
Rain.
irregular.
Wrong.
It's irregular. The
Ram.
pronunciation
Rang.
is rang.
It's wrong.
Because you hear the same sound when you say swim, in, swam, on. So ring, in, rang, drink, in, drank, an. So
Rang.
just to tell you that there might be a similar sound in pronunciation. So that's the only thing that probably you can do for irregular verbs. Try to assimilate or try to compare or associate sounds. But in reality, you don't have any rules that can tell you how to pronounce some words. It is impossible. It is impossible to tell you, hey, there is a rule. The rule is this, and this. It is impossible. So, how can you learn the pronunciation for irregular verbs? Easy. One thing that I did is that I put the verbs, like I told you a couple of days, 10 verbs every day. So 10 verbs every day. And then you start telling present, past, present, past, present, past. Nowadays, it is super easy because you have the application and you have the pronunciation. In the past, internet didn't exist. Applications didn't exist. So it was more difficult. Now it is super, super easy to learn English because you have applications, you can watch videos on YouTube, you can watch series, and then you hear the pronunciation for some things, and then you repeat them. So what I suggest is to do what I told you a couple of days ago. You need to take 10 verbs every single day. So I asked you for yesterday 30, sorry. For today, 10 more, it should be 40 verbs. So in other words, that means that by next week, you should know all the verbs that you have in the application. But obviously that takes some time. It's not that, oh yes, I will do it the last day. No, you cannot do it the last day. Why not? Because you will never memorize 100 verbs in one day. It is impossible. So go little by little. And I will show you a video right now where they teach you another way just for you to check the pronunciation, and probably you remember these sounds when you are trying to guess the pronunciation of the verbs. So I'm going to show it to you right now. Just give me a second. Can you see the screen, guys?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so I will play it. Now listen to the sounds. So with all those sounds, you pronounce the ED like a T with the ch, sh, p, k.
Regular verbs.
Oh, by the way, this is British English. So that's why he said regular verbs. They are not using the R. But the pronunciation is almost the same.
Played. Walked. Decided. When thinking about the pronunciation of the past tense of regular verbs, think about Edward Scissorhands. Ed is short for Edward. Unfortunately, Ed does not exist in the pronunciation of any.
Okay, so Ed exists only the letters, but the pronunciation is not Ed. You know that the pronunciations are T, D, or Ed.
Of the past tense of regular verbs. Sorry, Ed. Instead, the ed ending in regular verbs is pronounced in one of three ways: D, T, or id. The D pronunciation is used for regular verbs that end with a voiced sound. Voiced sounds are sounds that are made in the throat and make your throat vibrate. If you put your hand on your throat and make these sounds, you will feel your throat vibrate. B, I, G, I, J, L, M, N, th, U, V, W, Z, Y. So, describe becomes described. Agree simply becomes agreed. Belong becomes belonged. Identify becomes identified. Change becomes changed. Travel becomes travelled. Welcome becomes welcomed. Design becomes designed. Answer becomes answered. Breathe becomes breathed. Continue becomes continued. Improve becomes improved. Follow becomes followed. Amuse becomes amused. Play becomes played. So in summary, if you have a regular verb that ends with a voiced sound, in terms of pronunciation, simply don't pronounce the E. If a regular verb ends with an unvoiced sound, a sound that is made at the front of your mouth, the pronunciation of that verb in the past tense will end with a T. These sounds are generally percussive sounds, the kinds of sounds that you would hear in a drum beat. Help becomes helped. Work becomes worked. Relax becomes relaxed. Wash becomes washed. Watch becomes watched. Froth becomes frothed. And laugh becomes laughed. The id ending for the past tense of regular verbs is only used when a verb ends with D or T. Recommend becomes recommended. Persuade, persuaded. Provide, provided. Decide, decided. Need, needed. And with T, start becomes started. Act, acted. Create, created. Participate, participated. So to summarize, if the final sound of a regular verb ends with T or D, the pronunciation is id. If you would like to practice and learn.
So in there you can see a lot of verbs over there: talked, terrorized, thanked, touched, traveled, tried, tuned, turned, underlined, used, and the rest. So you have a lot of verbs over there. Now, this is just related to pronunciation. So we are going to work in pairs. Let me see, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, exactly. You are 10, so you will be working in groups. One person is missing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So you're going to work in groups, and I'm going to show you the presentation again because there you have some questions that you're going to practice. And this is going to be related to pronunciation. Okay, so here you have these questions. All these questions are in the past. So you're going to ask your classmates these questions, and they have to give you a long answer. Obviously, this is just to practice pronunciation, so try to invent. Yes, try to invent. And the answer will be yes or no. Yes or no. Now, the only thing is that remember, the verb in the past is only in positive sentences, never in negative answers or in negative questions. Like, did you learn? Learn is in the present. Why? Because you have did. In the answer, if the answer is positive, you use the verb in the past. If the answer is negative, you use the verb in the present because you say didn't. So let's see an example. Oscar, you're going to ask Christian number 1.
Christian, did you learn Chinese or English?
Yes, I learned English.
Good. Now, one little thing. In this case, they are telling you 2 options. So you choose only one. I think that it's not necessary to say yes in this case. Did you learn Chinese? That should be yes or no. But here Oscar asked you the 2 options. Aquí tienen ustedes 2 opciones. Escogen uno de los 2 idiomas y solo le preguntan uno. Did you learn Chinese? Y Christian va a decir, yes, I learned Chinese. Pero si Oscar le pregunta a Christian, Christian, did you learn Chinese or English? Ahí Christian ya no va a decir yes ni no, porque le está preguntando que si cuál de los 2 estudió. Entonces ahí solo Christian va a decir, I learned English. No sé si me di a entender.
Yes.
Okay, good.
Yes.
So you will decide. You will decide if you want to use the yes, no question, choosing one of the options, or asking with the 2 options, but in the answer you don't have yes or no, you only have the answer. Yes?
Okay.
So let's practice the 2 ways. Oscar, once again. First, choose only one language. And in the second question, say the 2 languages.
Did you learn Chinese?
No, I didn't.
Long answer, Christian?
I didn't learn English. Learn Chinese.
No, I didn't learn Chinese. Good. Now, Oscar, given the 2 options.
Did you learn English?
No, the 2 options.
Okay. Did you learn Chinese or English?
I learned English.
Good. So this is what you're going to do and practice with your classmate. For example,
Okay.
I'm going to ask, who drinks beers over here? Let's see.
Nadie.
Who has the face? A happy
Nobody.
face. Felix.
No one.
Felix. No one drinks
Okay.
beer over here. So Felix, I'm going to ask you that question.
Okay.
I'm going to say you instead of she. Did you ask for Coca-Cola?
Sorry, repeat.
Did you ask for Coca-Cola or beer? ¿Pediste una Coca-Cola o una cerveza? Did you ask for a Coca-Cola or beer?
I asked Coca-Cola.
I asked for Coca-Cola.
I asked for Coca-Cola.
Exactly. So the main point in this practice will be to pronounce the verbs correctly. El punto aquí va a ser responder con una de las opciones, pero usando la pronunciación correcta. So take a picture of this and, well, I will send it to the WhatsApp group so that you can see it, or take a picture of it and so that you can practice it. There you go. So you're going to work in pairs. So now let's see who you're going to work with. Christian is going to work with Melvin. Christian and Melvin. Christian and Melvin. Next one is Adolfo. Adolfo and Felix. Next one, Caesar. Caesar and Oscar. So Caesar and Oscar. Next one, Nancy and Cecilia. And the last one, Hugo with David. So let's see, one person is missing. So you will enter right now, guys. Enter right now. And ask your classmates those questions. Maybe you can take one and one, one and one, one and one. Cecilia, enter. David, 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 enter. David, enter David.
I learned English.
Yes. You have to say I learned. I
I
learned.
learned.
In the
ED.
past. With D.
ED.
No, with
D.
D. I
Learn.
I
Learned.
learned Chinese, or I learned English.
I learned. I learned English.
I learned English.
I learned English.
Good. Continue.
Okay. Did you count the chickens or the sheep? Did
Sheep.
you count
Wait.
the chicken
Count.
or the sheep? Count. What's
What does it mean
the
count?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
if you
You
have
Yeah.
a problems to sleep?
count. You count exactly. What do you count if you have problems when you want to sleep and you can't? What do you count?
Chicken. Uh, uh, I count.
In the past,
I counted.
counted
Counted. With ed.
with ed.
D. I
No,
counted.
with id. Solo tiene tres sonidos, David. Uno es con T, el otro es con D y el otro es id. La escritura para
Id.
todos va la ed, pero la pronunciación es diferente.
No.
T,
Yeah.
T, D, or ed. In that case, it's id.
Id.
So,
I counted
mhm.
chicken.
Chickens.
Chickens.
Yes. You can say I counted chickens or I counted chickens.
I counted chicken. In another means is oveja.
Yes. But if you counted chickens, no problem. One.
Yeah. But I know the meaning of strength.
Okay. Sheep.
Sheep. The pronunciation is sheep.
Yes, sheep.
Okay.
Continue.
Okay. Did you pick up the girl or the boy?
Pick up.
Is recoger.
Yeah. I pick up.
In the
Pick
past. In
up.
the past. El sonido
With
va en la ed. El
id.
sonido va en la ed. Pero ¿qué sonido va a ser en esa ed?
Pick up.
No.
Pick up. D.
Tienen dos maneras de saber cuál va a ser la pronunciación. Les dije hace unos minutos. Uno es que ustedes vean la letra con la que termina o el sonido con el que termina y así miran si es T o D. La otra es que ustedes se fijen en el último sonido y vean si tiene vibración o no tiene vibración cuando lo pronuncian.
Pick up.
No
vibration, pick up.
El verbo va a ser pick, nada más.
Okay. Pick. No vibration.
So, what do you use when you don't have vibration? The or
Picked.
it? Exactly.
Picked.
So,
Picked.
picked up.
Picked up.
Picked up.
Picked up. Picked up.
I picked up, and then you say what? So, repeat the question, Hugo.
Did you pick up the girl or the boy?
I pick up.
Picked up.
Picked up. Is boy.
The boy. I picked up the boy.
The boy.
Good.
I pick up the boy.
Picked up.
Okay.
Good.
Okay. And did you finish the dinner or the dessert? Dessert is a postre, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. Dessert.
Dessert.
I finished. I finished the dessert.
Yes, I finished the dessert.
I finished the dessert.
Good. Continue.
Okay. And did you borrow the money?
Okay. Did you cook did you
Did you cook with your mother?
I don't. Well, I didn't cook. I didn't cook. Uh, only my wife cooked every well last weekend or part of.
Okay, so in that case is no, I didn't cook. Only
No,
my
I didn't
wife
cook.
cooked.
Only my wife cooked.
Just one little thing. Are you practicing the questions that we had?
Yeah, this question.
Because I don't see cook over there.
Should,
No, the list no cook. The correct is help other. I change the question.
Okay, so that's possible too. The only thing, Felix, is that you have to pay attention to the verb, because remember that you also have irregular verbs.
Okay.
And if it is irregular verb, you're not going to use the pronunciation for the ed. So you only say, did you go? Yes, I went. No, I didn't go. So in these questions that you have on the screen, they are all with regular verbs. So the pronunciation has to be there. But if you can create your own questions, no problem, but with regular verbs, because I want that you pronounce the ed correctly. Yes? So keep going.
okay.
Continue.
Felix, did you borrow the money or the key or the keys?
Felix.
Okay. Yes,
No, en ese caso no puede decir yes, Félix, porque le está dando las dos opciones, entonces le está diciendo escoge una de las dos. ¿Fuiste al parque o fuiste a la playa? Entonces usted no dice sí en la respuesta. Si solo tiene una opción, entonces allí sí va a responder yes. ¿Fuiste al parque ayer? Entonces allí sí puede decir yes, pero si no tiene solo una opción, sino que le está dando que escoja uno de los dos, entonces allí sí tiene que hacerla libre sin decir yes or no. So, repeat the question, Adolfo, and repeat the answer, Felix.
Okay, Felix, did you borrow the money or the keys?
I borrowed the money.
Good. Continue.
Okay.
Okay.
Yes. Okay, let me see.
Do you practice the guitar or the flute?
Do you play or do you practice?
Oh, no.
Practice.
The how do you say oración?
The sentence.
The sentence says, did you practice the guitar or flute?
Oh, do you practice the guitar or the flute?
Flute. Oh, okay, flute.
Okay. I practice
with T at the end.
Practice.
Practice.
The guitar. Practice.
With T at the end. Pronounce
with
T at the end. Yes.
Practice.
I can't hear the letter T at the end.
Practice.
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 That one.
Practice.
That one.
Practice. I practice the guitar today because it's better. Practice.
Exactly.
Practice.
Good.
Teacher, I have a question.
Yes.
Pero en español. que si nosotros estamos utilizando para responder larga, un ejemplo, me preguntan a mí, ¿te gusta ver series o películas? Y yo digo, me gusta o I like it to watch movies. Is correct?
It depends,
O-
because the question that you said is in the present, not in the past. ¿Te gusta?
no.
Es
No, perdón.
presente.
¿Vistes?
¿Te gustó?
Ajá. ¿Te gustó ver películas o series?
Ajá.
Y entonces yo respondo, me gustó ver películas.
Yes.
Uno de los verbos va en pasado o los dos verbos.
The first verb is in the
The
past.
first verb, okay, is the two verbs. The second verb is in present.
Yes, infinitive. I liked
The infinitive.
to
Two.
infinitive.
Okay.
So infinitive.
Sí.
The verb is in the past. The
Okay.
main verb is I like. In the past, I liked. I like to watch.
Okay.
I like to go. You don't say I like to went. Or I went to buy. You don't say I went to bought. I went to bought. I went to buy.
Want to buy.
What is past for buy, really?
Exactly. So you cannot say I went to bought. No, because after to you have the base form. It is infinitive. So I went to buy. If not, you would say yo fui a compré. All right, you say fui a comprar. So comprar, to buy. I went to buy. Yes.
Okay.
Continue.
Okay. Thank you. Did you walk to the store or the park?
I walked to the park. Walked.
Park.
Walked.
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 In that case, you don't pronounce the L. Eliminate the L. You only say walked.
In past.
Yeah.
Walked.
No, in the present, you don't pronounce the L. You don't say walk. You say walk.
Walk.
In the present. And in the past.
Como China walk.
China walk.
China walk.
China walk.
Okay.
The same pronunciation. So walked in the past.
Walked.
Yes. Continue.
Repeat.
I smoke. I didn't smoke the pie.
What is your question, Christian?
The last one.
But asking?
Did you smoke the pipe?
Do you smoke the pipe, Melvin?
I didn't smoke.
So, yes or no? Yes or no? Solamente recuérdese, Melvin, cuando le da las dos opciones, usted no dice ni sí ni no, porque tiene que escoger una de las opciones. Pero cuando solamente le pregunta por una opción, que si hizo eso...
Solo una, me dijo.
Entonces ahí tiene que decir yes or no en la respuesta.
No, I didn't smoke the pipe.
The pipe.
The pipe.
En ese caso, smoke va en el presente porque ya tiene didn't usted ahí. I didn't smoke. Good. Continue.
Okay. Can you
Now,
ask me?
Melvin asked Christian.
Okay. Did you learn Chinese?
Chinese.
Chinese?
No, I didn't learn Chinese.
Did you
Count.
Count. Count. Did you
count? Did you count, teacher, or count it?
Count.
County.
Count.
No, Melvin, acuérdese que ese sonido de counted es en el pasado, cuando el verbo tiene la ed. Aquí en la pregunta el verbo no tiene la ed. ¿Por qué no tiene la ed? Porque la pregunta tiene un auxiliar que ya está en el pasado, que es ese did que usted mira ahí. En el presente es do y do en el pasado es did, entonces ya tiene el auxiliar en el pasado, no necesita poner el verbo en el pasado en la pregunta.
Ok.
Pero en la respuesta afirmativa o en una oración afirmativa que usted esté dando, allí va a ocupar el verbo en el pasado. Dicho de otra manera, en las preguntas no se escribe el verbo en el pasado. En las
Lleva el
oraciones,
auxiliary.
en las oraciones negativas no se ocupa el verbo en el pasado. ¿Por qué? Porque ya lleva el auxiliar. En la pregunta, did, y en la negativa, didn't. ¿Sí? Entonces,
Ok.
solo en oraciones positivas y respuestas positivas ocupa el pasado. So, repeat the question, Melvin.
Did you count?
Count.
Did you count the chicken?
Chickens.
Yes, I did. Yes, I did count the chickens.
I did count.
I counted the chickens.
I counted the chickens. I counted the chickens. Porque ahí me está dando afirmativa. Entonces ahí, I counted the chickens. Ya no, ya no necesitan decir yes, I did, sino que yes, I counted the chickens.
Okay.
Good. Continue.
Did you pick up the girl or the boys?
That girl or the boy?
That girl or that boy?
I picked up the girl.
Perfect, Kristen. Continue.
Did you finish the dinner?
Hi, teacher.
Teacher, I have a question.
Yes.
What is night or knit? Did she knit the sock?
That is like ajustarse.
En mittens or mittens?
Mittens son como unas cositas que se ponen para el frío. Como,
Guantes.
Guantes
casi como guantes.
de lana.
Mittens.
Ni que ajustar.
También ese knit se ocupa para cuando usted, no sé cómo se dice, pero cuando ocupa una aguja.
Tejer.
Ajá, tejer.
Coser.
También se ocupa para eso. Entonces en este contexto sería más como
Tejer.
tejer.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
All right. Who's asking right now?
I finished.
You finished?
Finished. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to ask you, Nancy. Nancy, did you count the chickens or the sheep?
I count the sheep.
In the past.
Counted
Counted.
the sheep for dream.
Oh, it's only one option. You have to answer only one.
Okay.
I'm asking you, did you count the chickens or the sheep?
I
Counted in the past.
I counted the sheep.
Okay. Cecilia,
Counted.
did Nancy borrow the money or the keys?
She borrowed the money and keys. The keys.
No, it's only one option.
Ella escogió dos.
So
I'm sorry.
So for Cecilia is the money and the keys, the two things, not only one. Maybe. Maybe.
I'm sorry.
Okay, next one, Nancy. Did you look for the dog or the cat?
I looked for the dog.
Perfect. Cecilia, did you play with the fish or the turtle?
I didn't play.
No, it's only one option. Do you play with the fish or the turtle?
I played
Mhm.
with the fish.
Perfect. Now listen to my question. This is another question. Cecilia, did you play with the fish?
Yes, I played
Perfect.
fish.
Perfect. In the first one, you didn't say yes because I was giving you two options.
Mm.
In the second one, I only had one option, so you had to say yes or no. Yes? Good. So we are going to go back to main session. Good job. All right, guys. Now everyone is coming back. Now, just one little thing that Oscar asked me, and I consider that is extremely important. And this is, Oscar wanted to say, for example, if you have two verbs, what happens? Like when you say, fui a comprar o me gustó nadar. So you have two verbs. So what you do is first, the first verb is in the past and the other one is in infinitive, because remember that when you have two verbs together, the second verb is in infinitive or gerund. So you conjugate only the first one. So you will say, I went to buy. Fui a comprar. No, I went to bought. Yes, so I went to buy. I liked to eat. Yes, I liked to play. So the first verb is in the past. The second one is in the base form or infinitive or gerund. For example, if you say I enjoy in the past, I enjoyed dancing yesterday. I enjoyed playing video games yesterday. Yes? Or I enjoyed watching TV. So only the first verb is in the past. The other one is infinitive or gerund. Now, if you are describing two or three activities, you can say, yesterday I played basketball, I went to the supermarket, and I drank coffee. And that is correct. All the verbs in the past. Why? Because you are giving a list of activities. Yes? So in that case, yes, you have to use the past. Now, the attendance again. So remember to say present and your camera needs to be on. So let's start with the first person. Felix Ernesto Castellano.
Present.
Good. So Felix is there. Josué Mundo Avalos is really sick, so I hope he gets better and tomorrow is here. Carlos is not here. Cesar Santiago Benavides?
Present.
Good, so Cesar is here. Cristian Armando Cardona?
Present.
Christian is here. Herman is from INSAFORP. Adolfo Alberto Castro Chacón?
Present.
Good. Then we have Cecilia Guadalupe Castro?
Present.
Good. Nancy Jasmine Claudio?
Present.
Good. David Ricardo de León?
Present.
Good. Now, Luis Antonio Dominguez asked for permission because he didn't have internet. And that is true because he sent a picture. So it's possible. Then Carolina is not here. Hugo Ernesto Fonseca?
Present.
Good. Melvin Jonathan Gallardo?
Present.
Good. Oscar Armando Gomez?
Present.
Good. Constantino Guardado had a problem to connect. Flor is from INSAFORP and Raul is not here. So now, guys, for this week, you have homework. You have 2 activities that you have to do. You have to do the foro evaluado and the exercises. Foro evaluado and exercises. So if you go to foro evaluado, you have a question over there. If you go to exercises, you have 2 activities that you have to complete. So in foro evaluado, it says, what did you do for your last birthday? What did you do for your last birthday? So, entonces aquí tienen 3 preguntas, me tienen que responder las 3 preguntas. ¿Cómo me lo van a responder? Me van a poner número 1 y la respuesta, número 2 la respuesta, número 3 y la respuesta. Question number 1, what did you do for your last birthday? ¿Qué hiciste para tu cumpleaños pasado? Tell me about 3 things that you did last week. 3 cosas que hicieron la semana pasada. Tell me about 3 things you didn't do last week. 3 cosas que no hicieron la semana pasada. So, type. Entonces, en la primera me escriben cómo lo celebró. La segunda me tiene que escribir 3 cosas que hizo la semana pasada. Y en la tercera, 3 cosas que no hizo. Yes?
Teacher,
Yes? Cecilia?
the day the foro evaluado
The day is Thursday. Thursday.
Thursday 15 dice.
Yes, porque yo le voy a poner la fecha, but it's Thursday. Now this one. This one is exercises, so this is about simple past. You open the file and you complete the exercises about simple past. Tienen el primer ejercicio, es solo de completar el simple past, positivo, negativo o preguntas. Y el otro es de pronunciación, entonces tienen que escribir la pronunciación correcta. Ahora, ¿esto para cuándo? Esto tiene fecha límite para el domingo. Entonces tienen viernes, sábado y domingo para completar. Yes? And next week, on Monday, we will see an activity that is guía de trabajo, that you're going to work in groups here in the class. And later, you will have the evaluation, that is the written evaluation. Yes, the test. That will be on Tuesday. Yes? So that's all for now, guys. Thank you for being there. Thank you for being responsible. I know the other guys have problem with internet. Joshua is sick and he's really sick. So I hope he gets ready by Monday. So I see you all on Monday. Have a nice rest of the week and remember to study. So see you on Monday, guys.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. See you
everybody.
Monday.
Bye. See
See
you.
ya.